There was about a 15-second difference between Instagram and you guys, but this is Hugo Quintanilla with your daily live here. Your 15-20 minute block a day to learn about real estate and how it can benefit you. I am your very humble realtor, Hugo. My website is yourrealtorhugo.com. My phone number is 240-389-4846. And my email is hugo@lnf.com. If you have any questions, comments, have any referrals, anyone that you want to send my way, feel free to send some information that way, and you can let me know in the inbox, the DM, or anything you'd like. The comments below are also open. I appreciate all of you tuning in on Instagram, YouTube, or on Facebook. So, without further ado, let's get into day 8 of your ultimate 30-day home selling blueprint. And I was telling the guys on Instagram before I switched everyone onto the same channel that we have a lot of interesting news that happened today. This past week was a little bit slow because we, of course, had the holidays and everything going on. So, some snowstorms and stuff like that. But lo and behold, news was a brewing because today, dun, 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 dun. Bear with me, my beautiful people. For those on Facebook and on YouTube, you will be able to see this. And those that want to see the replay online, you will be able to see that as well on the YouTube channel. So, as you can see, guys, we have another resignation. NAR President Tracy Casper resigns after apparent blackmail attempt. And what really happened here? What went wrong? What happened? Tracy Casper's resignation. Tracy Casper, the president of National Association of Realtors (NAR), resigned abruptly due to a threatening situation. There was an attempt to pressure her by threatening to disclose a personal, non-financial matter. Instead of compromising, she reported the threat to law enforcement and chose to step down from her position. The announcement about Casper's resignation didn't provide specifics about the blackmail attempt. It didn't mention the individual or groups involved or their motives. This has left a lot of unanswered questions about the circumstances surrounding the incident. And Casper's departure comes after a period of trouble within the organization. Previously, NAR faced sexual harassment scandals involving the former president, Kenny Parcell. Efforts to address issues of gender equality and a hostile work environment were ongoing but faced internal disputes. Apart from internal issues, NAR is dealing with legal challenges, including multiple class action lawsuits alleging commission inflation and claims of market controlled by the organization. Leadership changes. Following Casper's resignation, Kevin Sears, a realtor from Springfield, Massachusetts, has stepped in as the president-elect. Sears has a history of involvement in in NAR, having previously served in various positions within the organization. This is a continuously evolving and further updating story, and you're gonna have to stay tuned to find out what else happens here. But as of right now, that's all we know. She resigned, and Kevin Sears will now be the new president of NAR. So that has a lot of shifts going on in our little world today. And that story broke about maybe 14 hours ago. So, been a pretty interesting day so far. Let's not take too much more of your time, though, and let's get into our daily work for getting ready on our property. So today we're going to be looking at day 8, which is researching staging techniques or considering hiring a professional stager for advice. And we're going to be looking at 10 things that you can do to make that happen on day 8. Exploring staging resources. Research online articles, videos, or books on effective staging techniques and tips. Start looking at things like feng shui, at popular design, at home and garden, you know, HGTV if you're gonna, spend some more time watching than reading. You could also look at of course NAR for their popular design. Um, and there's tons of stuff there when it comes to resources, what's popular. I would say more than anything, stay away from trends. Stick with the classics. You can never go wrong with neutrals, things that are just aesthetically pleasing and appealing. Really, when you go too far in one direction versus another direction is really where you can have a problem sometimes in how it's received when the client sees it, the prospective home buyer. So that more than anything else, when you're preparing the property for staging or for viewing, put yourself in the shoes of someone that is going to be seeing the property for the first time ever. And that's really the difference. So, view staged homes online. This can give you a little bit of an idea of what a staged home could look like, what the difference between a staged home and a not staged home can look like. And looking at photos or virtual tours of professionally staged homes for inspiration, like what works for them might work for you, especially if you have a house that has the same floor plan or layout. You can also use these like you do at a haircut. You could go in a salon and say, hey, I want this haircut or I want this look. Can you get this for me? You can show them this video, show them these photos, and be like, hey, I would like something like this. I would like my property to be presented this way. So you can always do that. As a home seller, are in control. Even more so if you're interested in buying pieces to stage. Maybe you like staging and just get into it. And a lot of people really get fascinated by design after they really start learning about how to do it properly. I would definitely take some time. And if you can, there are tons of courses online on YouTube for free where you can learn very popular, easy, quick ways of learning common design tips that will help you to understand design in a very cohesive, easy to understand way. And it's not a lot of money. Really, good design shouldn't cost a lot. It just needs to be well thought out and have a vision, cohesive vision, I should say. Attend open houses. Visit open houses in your area to observe how professionals stage homes for sale. One of the funniest things you'll ever hear is when a realtor has people going to a property and they forget to warn people about the bed being a fake bed or being an inflatable bed. So obviously you'll have a kid or maybe even an adult at times sit down or try to sit down on that bed, and it's full of air. It's literally a dummy bed. It's a stage bed. Um at best case scenario, the thing will hold you and you'll just bounce. Worst case scenario, the thing will pop and you'll just be in a load of trouble for that bed. But there are tons of cases where you have someone and they sit on the bed and it breaks or it falls apart. So please be careful with the furniture in stage properties. Don't take it as being the owners. It might not be. It might be the stagers. Review before and after photos. This is a great way to tell exactly the impact that a stage property can make just visually. And it doesn't take too many photos to understand, like, okay, a stage property looks nicer. It's easy to kind of navigate. It's easier to properly sell than an unstaged house. But I'll tell you, clients don't care. A staged house versus a non-staged house serves two purposes. Having a staged house is nicer in pictures and also takes away the impression of the person that was there in the property. So it doesn't leave it so much as a blank canvas as it does leave a very clean and easily digestible home aesthetic for everyone to take in and really appreciate the architecture. That's what a good stager should do. They should make you feel comfortable in the home, make you highlight the key areas and the key features, and make it warm and inviting. And it shouldn't break the pocketbook. But sometimes all those three things can't be met. The price, the quality of service and the time. Those are really the biggest hurdles that you have in the staging game. Their prices on the furniture that they have to get too. So there's supplies and demands that are there in that industry as well. So keeping that in mind. But before and after photos are a very easy way to inexpensively look at a person's work and ask stagers for portfolios. Why not? Look at their websites, look at what they got going on, and just ask. What is it that's involved in in your services? Consider DIY staging. Explore DIY staging techniques using existing furniture and decor to enhance your home's appeal. And this is a very easy way for you to actually start to look at, well, like I said earlier, popular design and staging techniques and implement them in your own home. If you don't feel confident, that's okay. Work with a realtor. Realtors typically have some sort of knowledge in that. And at the end of the day, really, we're trying to make the property look as nice as possible. If we use your furniture or we use the stager's furniture, it's irrelevant. We really are trying to make the best experience happen for the prospective home buyer. So if you could do it, great. I don't know too many realtors they'll help you out with that. I can give you some tips, but again, I have people that are professionals for that because they are professionals for a reason. Now I also have programs that will work with stagers after the fact. So for example, we have Curbio they will help you renovate your property for sale. They will actually also help you with a stager and photographs, um, free of cost if you do the renovations with them. So that's a huge selling point for a prospective home seller, especially if you don't have that much money starting out with. That could be a great avenue to use. You get the pictures and the staging for free, and that in itself is a huge gift. Research professional stagers. Research local professional stagers and review their portfolios or client testimonials. Look at their background, look at, how many people they've been working with, what they say, and make sure that they have a portfolio to back it. Interview them, ask for their opinion, and, start having consultations, which is actually number 7. Schedule consultations. Contact professional stagers for consultations or advice on staging your home effectively. Discuss your budget and scope. Have a discussion with stagers about your budget and what areas of your home need staging. Really, more than anything else, your budget's going to dictate how much they can work with and what they can do for that money. So be very honest about how much you want to spend and don't break the bank. Because remember, staging is an aesthetic, and though nice to have, is not crucial to have, to sell a home. Does it help? Yes. Is it crucial? No. But you give what you get. If you put money into making money, you will get money in return, and possibly even faster. That's really the end goal of a good realtor and a good home seller, is selling the property quickly, making the transaction very fast. Well, I shouldn't say that. I should clarify. Not very fast. Very, for the highest and best value at the quickest speed. That's what I should say. All right. Last but not least, actually, no, last 2 things. Understand staging principles. Learn about key staging principles such as decluttering, neutralizing, and highlighting focal points. You're going to see a huge thing with accent walls this year, and pops of color are going to be key terms being thrown around. So, having more of a push towards browns, beiges, tans, sands, earth tones, more, if you saw the news, more along the lines of human colors, such as the peach fuzz tone that was going to be Pantone's color of the year for 2024. They're all very human, very earthy tones. So that's going to be the big claim for this year, and we'll have definitely accent walls to talk about as well. Really, this furthest away that to step away from millennial gray and agreeable gray is what we're seeing right now. We're really seeing a big push away from gray and into these other palettes trying to explore. Is one better than the other? No, they're personal preferences and they go in vogue and out of vogue. I'm sure that probably about 3 years from now, we'll be leaning more towards whiter homes, more towards the grays again, unless we really delve deep into more of the tans and darker tones. It just really depends on how receptive people are on this stage of color now, because a lot of people have been asking for a move away from gray and that industrial cold feeling of gray. A lot of designers, popular designers, have been asking for that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, because a design trend isn't made by a few designers desiring it or wanting it. It's made by a collective movement of people doing the same thing at the same time. And what we were seeing is that every flipper was doing that gray, and that's what really hit the mainstream. So if we see every flipper start to do a shade of eggshell or brown or tan, you heard it here first. Lastly, we have the consider the stager's recommendations. Evaluate the stager's suggestions and consider their expertise when staging your home. It's You can take it with a grain of salt and do what they tell you to, or you could be paying for nothing. So really, I would interview, see what you got on the table, see what you have in your local market, who you have to work with. Look at who's sold their home before, and ask them for referrals if they worked with a stager, or if your realtor might have a stager that they recommend. I personally can tell you, Town and Country Movers, they have a staging division that's very good. There are also a few other stagers, like I said, that we could work with locally. But really, do your due diligence and looking at their reviews and looking at their testimonials. A little bit of research on these people can go a long way. So, researching staging techniques and considering professional advice will help evaluate your home's presentation, and it doesn't take a lot of money. So, make sure to ask the questions, because if you don't ask, you will not get the answers. So, making it more appealing to potential buyers during home showings and home open houses. So, staging can really make a property pop in the mind of a person. And it's weird. I don't know how to so much describe the feeling, because I think we all know when a home is staged, but I think there's always that question of, I wonder if it was staged or not staged. Um, Regardless, I think that a staged home leaves an impression and really gives you such a desirable goal to get to, because a lot of the stagers that I've seen in this area are very good at what they do, and the places look exceptional. They look very well put together. The pieces are almost made for these properties. And sometimes you'll see the same pieces floating around. So, you'll know that it's the same stager, but they make every property look unique. They make every property stand out. And it's just delight when you see a property that's well staged. Key areas to look for if you don't have a lot of money to spend in staging is at least a bedroom, the kitchen. I would say at least the main bedroom, the kitchen, and a bathroom, and the living room. You know, I would say the main bedroom and the living room. Probably as soon as you walk into the home, and a main bedroom, probably the two biggest areas you want to look at. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, today's steps for preparing your home to sell or explore staging resources, view staged homes online, attend open houses, review before and after photos, consider DIY staging, research professional stagers, schedule consultations, discuss budget and scope, understand staging principles, and consider the stager's recommendations. If you do all these things, your home is going to look fantastic. and ready for day number 9. And what's going to happen day number 9? We're going to collect the important documents related to your property, including maintenance records and warranties. So tomorrow is going to be a paperwork day. We're going to be looking at the things that you should have, what you don't have, where you can get some of the information, what information is public and what's not. So that will be interesting to talk about tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we are going to talk about more about the NAR story and how that pans out with the new president. Um, there are also more lawsuits that I'm sure we will talk about. But more than anything else, I'm excited for the chili cook-off we have tomorrow. So I will see everyone there tomorrow at the chili cook-off. And what else can I tell you? That's about it. Catch you tomorrow for another live at 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. But it's going to be live. I am Hugo Quintanilla, your realtor here in Maryland, licensed to help you with buying, selling, leasing, or investing. My phone number is 240-389-4846. My email is hugo@lnf.com. And my website is yourrealtorhugo.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all for watching. And I will see you all tomorrow for day 9. Thank you again. Take care. And catch the replays on YouTube. And also, do not forget to check out the TikTok and Instagram at Hugo for Long and Foster. I appreciate all of you. Take care.